to Inside the Nest, Spencerville's new show, right here on Bright Radio.
Welcome. My name is Robert Martinez, and I'm the executive producer for Inside the Nest. We have a great show for you today. In our segment Bible Babble, Michelle and Liliana will be talking to you about 7 reasons why you shouldn't share Christ. Some really cool discussions there. And they're also going to be interviewing some of our team that recently came back from the Southwestern Adventist University Hoops Basketball Tournament, which featured a lot of Adventist high school academies, and our boys team won the championship, so that's really awesome. And finally, we're going to be talking with about Super Bowl coverage, and I'm sure you're pretty excited about that, with Will, and he's got your latest coverage on his segment, The Dugout. Anyway, so glad you're here with us today, and we're really excited that you are listening to Inside the Nest.
To Bible Babble
right here on Inside the Nest.
Okay. So we hope that you were listening last week, and if you weren't, we started from an article from ChristianityToday.com named 7 Reasons Not to Share Christ and Why You Should Do It Anyway.
So we went through the first 4 reasons that most people have. So I'm just going to list them off. We're not going to go through them because that's what we talked about last week. So hopefully you guys listen to that. If not, I believe we have it on our YouTube channel, right?
On our school website.
Oh, school website. So if you go to SPAAC, right?
SPAAC.net.
Yeah, .net. You should see last week's show on there, and we're hopefully going to be putting the replays on there. So if you accidentally miss it or you didn't want to listen to it.
We know you love listening to us. So make sure you guys check that out. Bring our views up. And... yeah. Oh, hopefully you guys told your one friend to listen.
Yeah, because if you guys didn't remember, I was going to say if you didn't forget. If you didn't remember, last week we had asked you guys, each person listening, to bring one more person onto our show to listen. So hopefully you guys did that. I'm hoping that our 500 listeners
are now 1,000.
Yeah. So we'll have another, I think they're called proposals, or we'll have another goal for you guys to do by next week. Let's put it that way.
Let's hope you guys do it.
All right. So back to the article. So the first 4, I'm just going to list them off. One was, I'm not smart enough. So we talked about that, with Jesus, you can be smart or whatever. The second one was, read them off. Okay, yeah. Second one was, I don't want to make anyone mad. Third was, my friends will make fun of me. Fourth was, none of my Christian friends do it. And now we are on 5. Now we're on 5, so I'll have Michelle start that off.
And it says, I'm not a very good Christian.
Oh, no.
Boy, I've been there. Okay, you're a believer, but you do mess up. You don't pray or read your Bible as much as you should, and you sin every day. So why should you tell other people about Christ if you can't even get it right? Fortunately, being a believer isn't about getting it right. It's about God's love and God's forgiveness. It's about His saving grace. So does this mean you can act however you want? No. But God wants us to become more like Him each and every day. But He can also use us even when we mess up or aren't as good as we should be. You don't have to be perfect to share Christ. Not at all. Instead, make it clear to your friends, I'm not perfect. That's why I need God's love and forgiveness. Chances are your friends will appreciate you honestly. They might also be kind and amazed and discover that you believe in a loving and forgiving God. Mm-hmm. And isn't that what good news is all about?
Wow.
That's nice.
Yeah, that was good.
It's very encouraging.
Yeah.
Because I know we've all messed up and we all... I said I was going to start reading my Bible.
You can keep going. I don't have a period.
Okay. I said I was going to start reading my Bible, every day. And...
Cricket.
Yeah, I'm only on month 2, and I'm already, slacking at that. But it's God's a God of second chances. So
Yeah.
new month, new me.
Yeah, I think this reminds me kind of how sometimes we kind of, I guess, judge people or we're upset at people because they didn't get it right or they're not doing it correctly or whatever. And I always think to myself, like, really? It's not like you have it correct either. So if you even talk about, first I'll give an example of in school. Sometimes we're upset when the teacher starts teaching something and they get confused or they mess up on accident when they're teaching it to us. And then people get upset. And it's like, which I get upset sometimes too for certain reasons, but yeah, so when that happens, then we're all like, yeah, I'm not going to listen to him. He just got that wrong and he's the teacher. He should know everything about what he's teaching. It's like, yeah, just because he went to school doesn't mean he remembers everything or knows everything. The fact that you're going to this school and having him teach you is like you being able to trust him and with his knowledge that he has to be able to teach you. So I feel like it kind of goes with our relationship with God and how we share him, because not everyone's relationship with God is perfect. I would say everyone here, no one's relationship with God is perfect. There's always room to grow. And I mean, you see that in the Bible all the time. Even Job in the Bible, like he had lost everything. Even before he had lost everything, he was a perfect man, supposedly. I mean, I wouldn't say perfect, but he was a good guy in God's eyes. And God even said that himself. And then, he still had things happen to him, and even through that, he still ended up growing more in Christ. So even if you think about that in our church, wow, I said that weird, in our church, there's sometimes I feel like sometimes we look at small issues, like whether there be drums in the church or whether there be dancing or how long the service should be, where the service should be, what time it should start, just random stuff like that. Is that really the point that God wants us to be focusing on? We're here to worship, and we're here to worship God and share him with others. So why are we focusing on how we should do that when we should just do it, if that makes sense? So I think this kind of clears that up.
Yeah. And it's just saying, no matter where you are in your spiritual journey, that shouldn't stop you from sharing Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And
even if you just became a Christian,
yeah,
share your experience. Everyone learns through testimonies, honestly. So share how you made it to Christ. If you're a new believer, or if you're a pastor, you could even share your story on how you became a pastor. All of that. You don't know how that's going to affect somebody's life with Christ.
Yeah. All right. Reason number 6.
Okay. All of my friends are Christian. That's weird. Didn't we just have another one that said none of my friends are Christians? I think we did. Anyways, I'll just keep it.
There's just reasons. It doesn't have to mean that all of them apply to each and
I'm just kidding. No, I got you. It's great to have good Christian friends. God uses our Christian friendships to help us grow in our faith. And it's just fun to be around people who love God. But we also need to, as Jesus put it, go and make disciples of all nations. Matthew 28:19. We can't do that if we don't have any non-Christian friends. Okay, I go with it. Yeah. That makes sense.
Okay. Being in an Adventist school, too, you feel like sometimes you're not in the place.
Yeah, there's no need to share.
Yeah, and I think that's bad. Really bad.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be, a place where you're maybe not share because everyone's at least familiar with
it's where you
who
recharge,
God is.
basically.
Yeah, but like we mentioned, not everyone here is Adventist.
Yeah.
And
just because we go to an Adventist school or Adventist church doesn't mean our relationship with God is good. I've had times where, my parents, I wouldn't say force me to go to church, but my dad's like, if I have God in my house, then I'm required to make sure that I put God in your life until you leave the house. So I'm pretty much required to go to church every week, but that doesn't mean every week I'm devoted to Christ, if that makes sense. So I feel like no matter what layers people have, still share.
Yeah, and I think that's where you should start at most.
Yeah.
Because, I know for a fact that, yes, we are Christians, but there's always some time in our life where we have doubt and, we're really sad. So it's up to us that if we see our friend is in that stage of doubt and they're like, why would God let this happen? That's the easiest way to start for us to be like, hey, you, of all people, you were raised in the church and you know that God loves you.
Yeah,
through
you
it
should
all,
know this, basically. Yeah.
And not to say that they're, dumb for not realizing this, but
everyone has ups and downs.
It's baby steps. I think that's the easiest way to start. like once you see that you cheered that one person up, then it's like something like you should get used to and
Mhm.
like you'll want to do with the rest.
So there's one more.
And it's I don't even know where to start.
Oh my goodness, that's so me.
Okay, so it says, why not start by inviting a non-Christian friend to your youth group? True. Maybe your youth group has special events that are fun, outreach nights, and with no heavy Bible studies. At least invite a non-Christian to take a movie with you and your Christian friends. Then what? Well, then the subject of faith comes up, and Then what? Then the subject of faith comes up. Start with the story of how you became a Christian follower, or talk about why you're a Christian and how God helps you live life. Just be honest. Just be real. Just be you. And you might be surprised at how much God can use you to reach out to others.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
I remember. Sorry.
Okay.
I remember the story when I was little, where I don't exactly remember the story. I just remember the moral was basically that, sometimes we do acts of kindness and we never know how much it changed somebody or people until we get to heaven. So that one smile you could have given somebody at the grocery store, you don't know how upset they were that day. And they could have been like, man, that really helped me out. And they go and share it to somebody else. Like, you don't know all your actions and words, honestly, too. Anything can affect anybody. But yeah, that's all I was going to say quickly.
I remember when I was younger. I don't know. I feel like it was easier to share. I don't know. Okay, so when I was younger, I would invite my, I had African American friends, and I'd invite them to church, and my mom would be like, Michelle, we go to a Spanish church, But I was so excited to share it with them and, show them how much fun I had in church and stuff, and I'd always talk about church and stuff. So, what you said, that, it wasn't my intention to, share God.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it, but
hey, come and join the fun.
Yeah, I just wanted, I wanted them there because I had church friends, and then I wanted my friends, and then it would just come together and, fun, But, but yeah, and it turned out, I think I brought a couple friends to church. Yeah. And so, I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say something else and I forgot.
Dang it.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens.
Let me think.
All right. So, I heard this somewhere. Dang. It was my challenge to you. Oh, Mr. Hess. Yes, Mr. Hess.
Shout out to the chemistry and AMP, right?
And many
or
other
no,
subjects.
physics.
Just
science. Whatever.
Good old science guy. Okay, so he told us that. Oh, man.
Did you forget to?
Yeah, kind of. But he said to make someone from the church or from the environment, try to help them out. Help someone outside of the church and outside of the lights went out. It's okay. Okay, so it said to help someone outside of church, and I forgot what the third one was. But just to make sure you help 3 people this week, and that is our dare to you. Or is it called a dare? It's our challenge to you.
Yeah, challenge. I said goal, but challenge sounds better.
Yes.
Sounds more tough.
It's our challenge to you guys to make... It's Sunday when the show airs. Yeah. Okay, so we challenge you guys.
And it would be Super Bowl Sunday. So invite one of your friends to the Super Bowl, then invite them to church. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
that can be a bit tough.
Yes. Especially...
Okay. That'd just be a weird conversation.
Yeah,
Patriots. Oh, wait. You want to go to church with me? Hey. It's like asking somebody out. Anyways.
I mean, hey, if you're thinking about going on a date, you could always invite that one special girl or guy.
To that potluck.
Maybe not potluck, but, maybe church service. I've done that. Well, I didn't invite them to go on a date with me to church, but... That's just let's go to church.
Maybe you could be the first.
Okay, maybe not go on a date to church. I don't think.
Anyways, yeah, that was random, but whatever.
But
so what's the challenge? 3 people.
Yes, to make 3 people's day this week.
Yeah, and
try to expand your circle, not just hey mom, you cute,
Yeah. No, do something kind to 3 different people, and I'm gonna try and find a way that they can send us things to tell us
Yeah, that'd be
what you
exciting.
did. Kind of like a post. We
Yeah.
really need to start that
I need to know if you guys are actually out there listening.
and doing this stuff. Come on now. These challenges aren't that hard. They might start to get hard, but it's all right.
Yes. So keep that in mind. Try to make other people's day. And remember that sharing God's word is not as hard as you might think.
Mm-hmm.
And that you can always start somewhere. And that might be
Over the rainbow.
okay. And that might be, hey, that smile God gave you is nice.
Yeah.
That's a bad pickup line.
I remember before we end, sorry, I have
Yes,
another
yes, yes.
story. When my parents used to take me to Walmart all the time when we'd go shopping, I'd always see how many people I could smile at and make them smile
I used
before
to
we
do
could
that,
get into
yeah.
the store. Especially because my dad has he's tall, so
Mhm.
he could take 3 steps and then get into Walmart, and me, I'm like, so I try and do it as fast as I could before we got in. And I think if I can remember correctly, I think my most was 13. So if you beat my record, I really want to know. I'm not sure how you're going to tell me, but we'll figure that out. So just remember your record, and I'll make sure that we
How
have
did
to
you get
have
13?
a way.
Did your dad park Arlo in the back?
No, he forgot his keys in the car, so I just stood there and smiled at all the people around. And then there was this big van
It's a little
of
creepy.
kids. Well, yeah,
I'm kidding.
but, I was 7 years, not even 7.
Well, smiling is great, so
Yeah.
make sure you smile at the world.
Smile, hug, handshake.
And share God.
Yeah, and through everything.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to this part 2 of the segment. And if you want to watch the first part, you know where to go to spaac.net.
Which is Spencerville Adventist Academy's website.
Yes.
I don't know what you were mouthing.
And if... huh?
What were you mouthing?
Oh, I wasn't mouthing anything.
Oh,
Just-
okay.
And if you can't find it, just look up Spencerville Adventist Academy.
Yep.
All right, peace out.
Bye.
This has been Michelle and Liliana.
On Bible Babble here on Inside the Nest.
Hey guys, this is Michelle Alice from Just Saying, and you're listening to Inside the Nest.
So today we have Andrew Moses, one of the varsity men players from our team that came back from Texas last week, and they just won the championship there. So we have him here. We have him here for an interview. So how did you enjoy it?
Man, let me tell you, going to Texas for 4 years, 3 years on JV, 1 year with varsity, we had a lot of heartbreak. We lost in the third place game. I think twice when I was down there. My freshman year we won third place, but it was really great to just go out there and be able to beat the team that actually beat our varsity team last year in the championship FLA. And it was a really emotional time. Everyone, the whole school was behind us. Even the people from TA were cheering, and it was just great when we finally won, and to finally get that feeling that this is it. This is the mountaintop, and this is our last year. So it was really great.
That's great. And it is the first time Spencerville has one, right?
Oh yeah, we've been down there for I want to say over 10-15 years, and this is the first time we brought back a first place trophy. So it's a really proud moment for us.
So were there any things in that last game that stuck out to the team, like funny things or serious things or?
FLA they had a really good player. Number 2, I think his name was David. He ended up getting the player of the game for the whole tournament. He's a really quick guy, and he's not that tall. He must be 5'9", 5'10", but he's explosive, and he can get by almost anyone. So we were having a lot of trouble with him. And then we ended up putting Owen on him to guard him because a lot of our players were in foul trouble, like Ben, Mikey, Milton, and I think Andrew Retz, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, we were in a lot of foul trouble. Those refs weren't calling the game our way, so we were scared that A, our players were gonna foul out, and B, that we couldn't play as aggressive defense as we would like to. But we put Owen on him, and he buckled down, and we managed to hold that guy to 14 points, even though he scored 43 in a game before that.
That's crazy.
So being your last year, are you going to miss Texas?
Oh,
Or
man.
the team in general.
I'm gonna miss it all. When I walked out of that building for the last time, it was just crazy because it just hit me that I'm never going back there to play basketball again. That was it. All the 4 years, it felt special. Texas it's a special time, especially when you're a 4-year senior, and like, man, it's hard to put to words.
Oh, how was it when you guys came back and, like, everyone's still celebrating and still cheering? Like, hearing it from teachers, like, we saw that the game was put up on,
Live
like,
stream.
yeah, like, during class, and then, it was put up all over the school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, you guys, we had a lot of support for you guys. How does that feel?
It's all, like, you can really feel the love. I'll say that. Like, looking at everyone's Snapchat stories and all the texts that we got from old players, old coaches, everyone, that, like, we just felt like the whole Spencerville family, old and new, just like come together and like celebrate this moment.
Do you feel like you owe it to the new coach, or?
I like what Coach Diane is doing. He does a really good job of bringing us all together and focusing us on having a positive attitude and reaching our goals in a Christian way. But you can't discredit what the old coaches did. In years past, our guys Vin and Jay, like they're the ones that really built us up as players and as a team all these years, and what they did was just as important as what Diane did.
So do you think did you see any of the JV games?
Yeah, I watched them play a few times. They have room for growth, and I'm definitely excited to see how those players grow and mature in the years to come.
That's good.
That's what I was
Do
gonna
you
ask.
have anything to say as a former JV player?
Yeah, like just keep trying, keep doing your thing. Because even though you might be on JV, like your time will come to be moved up to varsity, and you should always be ready to go out there and shine. The minutes might not always be there, but you'll be there to support your team and to give all you got to the program.
And do you see a future for the students that are left now, the upcoming seniors for?
Oh yeah, of course, man. They're coming back. I don't want to jinx it or anything, but I think they'll repeat as championships unless as champions, unless we see maybe a new team come down and that's stacked. Like I don't see anyone that can beat us right now.
That's good.
The way we're playing.
And what's the favorite part of just being in the team all together?
Man, games are fun. Games are really fun. We go out there. We play hard. We support each other. There's a lot of clapping, a lot of dapping up, and a lot of that kind of thing. But the hotel I want to say was just as fun. Like everyone in there joking around, getting closer to each other. Like talking to players from the other team that was staying with us, Ozark Academy, and even talking to like JV players, hang out with varsity players. Girls, all of us. Eating together breakfast every morning. Like that kind of stuff is really fun too.
That's good. So we know that you guys have another tournament coming up, and what do you see our school in?
I mean, no, I don't want to sound cocky, but from what I heard, the Union tournament doesn't have as much talent as the tournament down at SWAU. So I expect us to do more of the same. Just come in there, play our game, and hope for the best.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in for this interview.
All right, thanks for having me.
This was Just Saying with Michelle and Liliana.
Hey guys, this is Michelle Alice from Bright Radio, and you're listening to Just Saying. We had our first segment of our interview. Right now we have Andrew Moses and Liliana Wright.
Hey.
All right, so Andrew, you want to head this one up?
Yeah, sure. So, Liliana, you just came back from Texas a couple days ago. Tell us about that.
All right. So basically, we didn't make it, but it was still good. I enjoyed it. It was pretty fun. I think we we joined as a team a lot better. We haven't had as much games as the varsity guys, which kind of sucks. But I still think it was fun. But yeah.
So I understand that this year is sort of a rebuilding year for the girls varsity squad. Tell us about what it was like to maybe go into Texas and not do as well as you thought you would have.
Well, honestly, I think we didn't even think we were gonna do any good at all. So I think that we actually thought we were gonna do worse than what we did. So, what was your question again? Because I forgot.
So my question was how was it as a team? Was it were the vibes positive, negative? Were they more neutral? Was it these people were positive, these people were negative? Tell us how that was.
There were a few people, I would say even myself, that we kind of lost confidence after the second game that we did really bad in. But after that, talking to the coaches, talking to different types of players, like bench and also starters, just getting different perspectives from the team and how much we have to offer no matter what you play or what your role is.
Amen.
I think that kind of just helped us all with our confidence in the end.
Okay, so you talked about how you guys worked together as a team by the end of it, and you unified. So, what do you see coming for the next tournament, which is in Union?
Well, I think, not trying to throw shade, but everyone has said that Union is a lot easier. The teams aren't as good or whatever, or aren't as intense as Texas. So the competition isn't that great, so it'd be easier for us to win. But I'm not going to let that bring us down in a way to go to the other team's level. I still think we should go in hard just like we started Texas. But I think now already being in a tournament, I mean, that was my first like huge tournament. So going to that, it really helped me just see basketball a lot differently. And I'm sure it did the same for other players as well, even players who have been there several years. I mean, we only have one senior on the team, but still. So I still think we're like a new team. So building, like Andrew said, this year has been more of like a building year. So I think Texas helped us build, I guess, quicker for the next tournament, if that makes sense. So I think we're ready.
So you said you got a new perspective on basketball. I've never heard anyone say that quite like that before. Can you explain to our listeners what that means?
Well, I guess, like, me personally, my dad has always done basketball since he was, like, in high school or whatever. So I always thought, well, basketball's inside me kind of thing. Like, I have to be good. But then I tried, like, middle school. I didn't actually make the team, per se. So I kind of, like, looked down on basketball and was like, well, guess it's not my thing. So I didn't play till sophomore year. I think it was at Athelton. And that was, like, my first official year of playing. And people have always said, like, I'm more of, like, a mental player than an actual physical player. Especially because I struggle with, I guess, contact, you could say. That's why I like volleyball a lot better, because there's not a lot of contact. But this year, that's totally changed. But, yeah, so I just think that Texas kind of brought me more of, like, I guess to basketball is where you can, like, let out everything and not be so emotional about your life in general. So it's kind of helped me, like, with my own personal life, just to let everything out on the court, if that makes sense.
That was beautiful. So last question. What are your hopes for Union? And even if you don't bring back the trophy, what are your goals for growth as a team?
Well, like I said before, we do have a young team, and most of our starters are sophomores. So I guess just helping my class, the juniors, and helping us to just form a better bond to help us next year to be better, and to also make Adriana have a great last year as a senior by herself. I think that's what we all look forward to doing.
Well, let's hope we bring back that hardware in the process. Michelle, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Andrew, for that interview with Liliana. And thank you guys for listening. This has been Just Saying by Michelle Alice.
Ideas.
Goodbye.
And Andrew Moses.
Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Dugout with William Kim, where we are talking about some of the hottest storylines in sports. And today we are going to be talking about, well, of course, it's the Super Bowl. Everyone is excited for this high-powered, or what should be a very high-powered matchup between the Falcons and the Patriots. This is going to be one heck of a matchup between the Super Bowls. Footballs will fly, and history will be made in the points scored, I think. I think this is going to be one of the funnest matchups of the year. This just might be one of the highest scoring games in football history, or if the defense is actually locked down, well, it's still going to be one of the highest scoring games in NFL history, I think. Super Bowl history. So, looking at the Falcons, what they need to do is get pass pressure on Tom Brady. They do have the NFL sack leader in Vic Beasley Jr., the very talented outside linebacker who primarily rushes the passer, and he is very good at his job. He led the NFL this year with 15.5 sacks, and this was while he was sometimes getting double teamed and triple teamed. So for him to get 15.5 sacks, that's great. But the other guys have to step up if Vic Beasley is getting shut down by Bill Belichick, because he loves to take away your favorite weapon and what you do best. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to take away Vic Beasley Jr., maybe chip in with the tight end as soon as he gets off the line, maybe help him out with the running back, maybe double team him with the guard and the tackle. Whatever he's going to do, I know Vic Beasley won't be that much of a factor in this game unless he has some kind of miraculous, I don't know, gene thing. I don't know what I'm saying, but Vic Beasley won't be a factor. In fact, he'll be a non-factor. So what the other guys have to do on that defensive line is step up and get internal pressure on Tom Brady, because he loves to move around in the pocket. He is one of the best passers in history who has done that, and you have to respect him for that. So what you have to do is close up make sure you don't over pressure on the edge and get internal pressure right up the middle, and that's what the Texans were doing in the divisional playoffs, and it was working until, well, the fourth quarter, when the Patriots started clamping down on the internal pressures and the edge pressures, and Tom Brady wasn't getting hit much, which meant that the offense was wide open, which meant that, well, everything was going well, which meant that the Texans were going to get blown out. So if you're the Falcons defense, you have to be very wary of that. However, they do not have Rob Gronkowski, their best weapon, and possibly the best tight end in NFL history, if you like to argue that fact. So that is a good thing for the Falcons, but the Falcons defense has to step up because they still have weapons on the outside. Malcolm Mitchell is stepping up. Chris Hogan, as you saw against the Steelers, man, he just killed them. And, well, they have Julian Edelman, probably the best, and probably the NFL's best slot receiver to date right now. So they got a lot of weapons, and the Patriots also have Dion Lewis and LeGarrette Blount. That is a great 1-2 punch. LeGarrette Blount is hammered. He will wear you down. But then on third down, maybe like 3rd and 7, if he threw a screen pass to Dion Lewis, if he just has a little bit of room, he's probably going to get the first down because he is so shifty and he is so quick. He is one of the quickest running backs out there right now. But talking about running back duos, the best running back duo in the NFL right now is Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman for the Atlanta Falcons. That is what the Patriots have to stop if they want to win this game. The running game opens up a lot of opportunities. I know Julio Jones and Mohamed Sanu and Matt Ryan and whatever, they are the best NFL's. They are the NFL's best passing attack, but this running game can do so many other things for the Falcons if they can get it going. Devontae Freeman and they're just both so fast, and they both have great vision. They're tough. They fall for extra yardage. They're just a really hard group to stop. They can run you inside, outside, bounce it outside, bounce it inside, cut it back, catch passes. They are probably the best pass catchers out of the backfield, not named Le'Veon Bell. But if Bill Belichick can somehow find a way to create better matchups for his linebackers and safeties to stop the running backs, then that opens up so many other things on the outside, which allows Julio Jones to not get double teamed, and maybe he will go for 5 receptions for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns if they can get the running game going. But if they don't get the running game going, but they might shut down Julio Jones on the outside, and Mohamed Sanu is going to have to get open, which he can do. He has proven he can do it. So the key for the Patriots defense is, stopping Julio Jones in that running attack. But pick your poison, because if you choose to stop Julio Jones, that running game will be wide open. That Falcons offense was kicking against the Packers as Julio Jones just couldn't be stopped by anyone. They tried bracketing him. They tried just single coverage, press coverage, zone coverage. It didn't matter. Julio Jones just kept on churning yards, and he basically destroyed the Packers single-handedly. But that as soon as Julio Jones got going, the running game also got going. So they're both complementary, and this Falcons offense is so balanced and so explosive that it is hard for anyone to stop. But if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be the number 1 scoring defense in the NFL, which is the Patriots defense. They are very underrated. I don't know how you can be underrated when you are the number 1 scoring defense in the NFL. They give up a lot of yards, but they bend but don't break, which has been a staple of Bill Belichick ever since he came to the Patriots and the New England Patriots organization. But if you're looking at experience and just at the whole factor and the eyeball test, maybe not stats, maybe not the names on the stat sheet, this just looks like the type of game the Patriots will win. They always seem to find a way to win, but especially against good offenses, great offenses. Against that Steelers offense, which was very high powered, they had Antonio Brown on the outside, Ben Roethlisberger, one of the NFL's elite quarterbacks, and Le'Veon Bell. They shut down Brown and Bell, which is very tough to do, but they did it. And this is what the Patriots are so good at. They take away your best weapons, and they force you to look at other opportunities. And I don't know if the Falcons are ready to face Bill Belichick. This dude has won 6 Super Bowls total, 4 with the Patriots and 2 as an assistant, I think, with other teams. But Tom Brady, man, he's just so clutch in big games, and I don't know if Matt Ryan's ready for the big stage, even though he has proven this playoffs that he is ready to shred some of the NFL's best defenses, and he can score points in bunches when going up against the number 3 scoring offense against Aaron Rodgers. So maybe he has proven it to you guys, but to me, I'm taking Tom Brady and the Patriots on this one because they're just so good. And I know it might seem like the boring pick, which it is, but this probably is the pick. I'm just gonna say that the Patriots are gonna win a close one. And maybe it's not even going to be close. But all I know is the Patriots are gonna win. Tom Brady is going to get his 5th ring, and so is Bill Belichick. And this will definitely cement their place in history as if not already, as the best dynasty in sports history, greater than Michael Jordan's Bulls, greater than the Edmonton Oilers, greater than whatever else dynasty you can think of. Well, thanks for listening to The Dugout, and I will be back with more after the Super Bowl. We might be talking about the Texas basketball tournament, which the Spencerville varsity guys did win, so congratulations to them. And we will see you next time on The Dugout. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Brian Kittleson, principal of Spencerville Adventist Academy. Thank you for listening to Inside the Nest, produced by the students of SAA as part of our Service Learning Through Community Partners initiative. To support this program and learn more about Spencerville Adventist Academy, please visit spencervilleacademy.org and schedule an educational consult.